Hello again. Okay, this is test camping weekend number 2. I'm just leaving my brother's house right now. It is exactly 2 hours before sunset. So I did that on purpose because when I am hiking the Ozark Highlands Trail, that's when I plan to stop. I mean, maybe I'll figure out today that I don't need to stop 2 hours ahead. Maybe 1 hour will be fine. But anyway, I'm going with 2 hours for today. And I made some changes about how I will camp, so I will explain that when we get out there, but let's go. So here we are at the opening in the forest where I shall duck into for the night. It's 10 to 3, so we have just under 2 hours before the sun starts to set. Let's go. Okay, there's my fire ring. And there is the huge pile of kindling and firewood. And I am going to set my hammock tent up there on the same 2 trees as last week, except this time I did not bring that big ugly blue tarp. I brought the asymmetrical fly that the hammock tent came with. Let's set that up. Okay, well, that at least explains my confusion from last week. I'd started with those 2 trees and they're 13 steps apart, which is what I've always measured. And then I set my tent up and it just was too far apart, so I switched to these 2 trees. But now that I'm using the asymmetrical fly, that's why it has to be 13 steps apart, because the fly is longer than the tent. So I've wasted a lot of time. That's fine. I am going to start over on those 2 trees. Oh my God. Yeah, these touchscreen gloves don't work. Okay, if that was a Girl Scout test, I would have failed miserably. It is 3:30, so that took forever, and it's still not perfect. On the other side, yeah, I really have to make sure that the fly is exactly centered. Otherwise, if it were to start raining, I would be getting wet. Should I fix it? I'll fix it after. I'm feeling super frustrated. And I would like to start a fire. I'm cold, even though I'm not nearly as cold as last week. New clothing, I'll explain it later. But yeah, so one of the other changes is I brought a ground mat, which I will put underneath me in the hammock because I did feel the cool draft last week. And I brought good to 40-degree socks for inside the tent. I'm wearing 2 pairs of socks today instead of 1 pair. And yeah, and then I'll explain my clothes later. Okay, so it's 3:30. We have an hour and 15 minutes until sundown. Okay, so things are not going very smoothly. It's now 3:45. So we have 1 hour till sundown. I just want to mention, Thermarest people, that your little bag for the Thermarest mattress does not have a handle on the end. So it was extremely difficult to remove the mattress from this bag. I couldn't even peel it down because, of course, you know, there's like, it was frustrating. Can you tell I'm very frustrated? The hammock tent. So, and if you can see, so I did try again with the fly. See, it's not completely covered, which is why I started thinking about the larger tarp in the first place. I mean, I slept in this hammock tent through many a rainstorm on my bike ride. I was always fine. I just have more at stake this time, so whatever. But yeah, like there is an exposed part. It's not supposed to rain tonight. It is supposed to snow tomorrow, but I'll probably be gone by then. But anyway, the Thermarest mattress is in. I think it's self-inflating. If it's not, I really can't see me bringing it. And my sleeping bag is in. I am now ready to start a fire and eat something and have a coffee. Okay, it is 4:23. We have about 20 minutes left of daylight. I mean, it's already getting dark. I am enjoying my like Annie's macaroni and cheese with sun-dried tomato flavored tuna pouch. Is so good. It's way better than the bacon thing I did last week. Okay, it is 4:47, so the sun has started to go down. My fire is good. I've eaten. That was really delicious, actually, so good to know. I think the bacon's just too much for me. So yeah, so I'm just gonna keep feeding the fire. Oh, by the way, so yeah, it's much colder this time than last weekend. I think it's -6 right now. And it's going to get down to -7 or something, which is perfect because supposedly the lowest temperature on the trail, when I do the trail, will be -8. So this is really great. So anyway, even just preparing my meal, my toes started to really ache. So I put on the -40 socks on top of my double socks, and now I'm like cruising. So I definitely need to invest in proper socks for the hike, because so the socks that I'm wearing right now are these double socks that they're like blister proof, and I wore those for the Camino de Santiago, and yep, didn't get a single blister. So that's why I was just gonna wear like a pair of these or 2 pairs of these, but no, they're just not warm enough. So yeah, so I'm so glad I at least have this 1 pair of -40. And yeah, so I'm just gonna saw up some bigger pieces of wood and get ready to just, yeah, tend the fire for the rest of the night. Okay, talk to you soon. Okay, so it's just after 5 o'clock. It's actually -3, but feels like -7. Yeah, so I have chopped up, like I took my big pile of wood from last week and I chopped up smaller pieces for the fire. And yeah, there's a nice big pile there, so it's almost headlamp time. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna sit by the fire and perhaps have a beverage. Yeah, so I'll check in again in like an hour or so. All right, it's 5:30. I have a really nice, oh, you can't see it, I'll show it after, big pile of wood to feed this fire, so I should be able to just sit here for a bit. So I am going to, yeah, I'm gonna have some Fireball whiskey. I'm a little more nervous this time because it is going to get a few degrees colder than last time. Sorry for that light. But I'm gonna risk a few sips. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a few sips and then I'll be back to talk about clothing. Okay, it is 6 p.m., which is super early. There's a really nice like sliver moon and it's -4 now. Still feels like -7. And I'm just tending the fire. That's really all there is to do. So yeah, last time I wore a 200 merino wool zip up, but underneath that I wore a Lululemon like long sleeve, whatever, synthetic shirt, which was stupid. I didn't know though that you want the merino wool next to your skin. So this time I'm wearing that 200 merino wool zip up right next to my skin. On top of that, I'm wearing a 250 merino wool long sleeve turtleneck thingy. And this new merino wool jacket with a synthetic shell, which is waterproof. So that's all new stuff. I feel really warm. I feel warm with the 40-degree socks on. And for sleeping, I did buy merino long johns, like, and top to change into, but I still can't fathom changing out of these pants, like, and then into other pants, like basically getting naked in these temperatures. So I still have to work that out. Like, it might be different if I had a normal tent, but I have a hammock tent. So I need to work that out because I don't think I'll be able to sleep in my day pants because they'll be all dirty. But yeah, almost there. I almost have all the clothing down pat. Yeah, time for another sip. All right, it is 7 p.m. I am bored. Again, not a complaint. You know, it's cool being out here. I'm warm, I'm in nature. It's just so early and I don't know what to do to keep myself up later. I finished my little thing of Fireball whiskey and now I'm gonna have a snack, and my snack, like last time, is pepperoni. So this is like 2 pepperoni sticks, which weighs 80 grams and is 480 calories. This is like, oh, I'm gonna do that. This is like a super, and it's $3. This is a super cost efficient, high calorie, low weight dose of calories. Perfect for hiking. So I'm definitely going to, you know, it's like a whole meal for 80 grams and $3. So, and of course we all know that meat is the best, like the most, like, what am I trying to say? It's the most nutrient dense source of calories that you can find. So I'm definitely going to bring one of these for every single day. Oh, I hear Canada geese. Of my trip. So yeah, time for that. It's pepperoni time. All right, it is 8 o'clock, so I have been out here just over 5 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll let this fire burn out. It's like still rip roaring. I'm just like trying to think about the trail. I'll be exhausted. So today at least I was starving and I ate my whole meal, so that's probably more realistic, more than last week. Cleaned my pot, did all that. But yeah, once the sun goes down, it's basically just chopping more, like sawing more firewood, tending the fire. Yeah, so I'm sure I'll get exhausted. And yeah, so I think probably 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock max will be my bedtime. God, on a regular day in Toronto, that's my bedtime, 9 o'clock. So see you in the morning. Oh my God, excuse me. Okay, it's 8:16. I'm going to sleep. I'm in my hammock tent. My hiking boots are tied and hanging around basically my head underneath the tarp and underneath the fly. And that's it. So see you in the morning. Good morning. It is 4:26 in the morning. It is -8 outside. It feels like -15. This is so ideal because that is exactly the lowest predicted, well, that is the lowest predicted forecast for my hike is -8, feels like -16. So now I feel really, really confident that I'm well prepared. Like I feel I'm nice and warm. I'm hanging in my hammock tent. In my -18 degree bag. With my Merino 200 base. My Merino 250 mid. My Merino synthetic shell cover. This puffy jacket that is new that I'm wearing, like that's basically only for when I'm at the fire and when I've stopped hiking. Like I definitely won't be wearing that while I'm hiking. I'll be too hot. So these 3 layers plus my 40-degree socks. And my bag. I'm great. Yeah, I feel so happy. Yeah, I just feel really happy that I know I'll be okay. I do need to go to the washroom and I do not have the guts to get out of here yet, but soon. Anywho, good morning. Okay, both my water bottles are frozen solid all the way through. I did put them upside down, but there's no chance of water. What I should have done is pour it into the pot already so that even if it froze, I just stick it on the fire and I can have my coffee. But that is not going to happen today, this morning. Oh my God. So I'm just going to pack up and go. Yeah. Okay, it is 8:49. It was 8:30 when I got out of the hammock tent. It's 8:49 now, so I packed up super quickly. I can't have coffee. My fingertips are really starting to ache. I need to invest in proper gloves, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm eager to go. So if this were on the trail, same thing. Like, I would just start hiking and it would just keep getting warmer. And if I really wanted a coffee, I could stop midway and build a tiny fire or use those fuel tablets. But today I am just going to march back to my brother's house, pick up my stuff and go to my dad's. So yeah, thanks for watching.